and everybody else
Starting
to approach the
with the
investigation.
political death penalty and impeachment is not the logical way a neutral, dispassionate...
You know, point of
Mr.
order.
Chairman, we're demanding equal
You're
time
not
for every
a
member of this
testifying
committee.
Jersey is
person here,
recognized.
Mr.
Chairman,
Chairman.
Mr.
And
Chairman.
if you can't control
Chairman,
yourself,
please,
how do you expect this committee to control itself?
Agent Strzok, between July 31st, 2016 and August 6, 2016, how many witness interviews did you conduct as part of the Russia-Trump campaign alleged collusion investigation?
I don't recall, and I'd have to check the case file.
We waited all that time for that answer?
Yes, sir.
That's eerily similar to what you said a couple hours ago.
Sir, I am telling you, and I would reject the characterization that I refuse to answer anything. I want to answer these questions.
Well,
I'm
I
going
just
by
asked-
the
I just
direction that
asked
I
you one.
received from the FBI.
I just asked you one, and I'm looking for a number.
Sir, and
I'm
my answer
looking
is
for a number.
I do not know without the opportunity to check the case file.
You don't recall in the first week of an investigation that you originated, approved, or the contact person on, you don't recall how many witness interviews you did in the first week.
Sir, I remember that there were interviews conducted. I do not know when they fell on a calendar to be able to tell you whether they
When's the
were in
last
any
time
set
you
of
looked
date
at-
or the other on something that was occurring in the context of a myriad other responsibilities.
When's the last time you looked at the file, Agent Strzok?
Probably going on a year.
For those of us who happened to look at it yesterday, would you disagree that the first interview took place on August the 11th?
I don't know, Congressman. I cannot answer that.
Well, prior to July 31st, 2016, how many witness interviews did you conduct as part of the Russia-Trump campaign alleged collusion investigation?
None.
So none before July 31st, which would be none at the time you said what you said in that text on July 21st.
I don't understand the text you're referring to.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. This is on our time.
Well, no, there are two more questions he didn't.
All right.
He wouldn't answer.
The gentleman will continue.
Between
Can you
May
explain
17th.
why he can continue in our time?
He can he's not on your time.
Not
It's
my
on-
personally,
it's
Democratic
on, It's
time.
on our time because he was advised earlier by the FBI that he could not answer the questions, and now he's advised that he can. So the questions will be asked and answered.
Between May 17th.
Parliamentary inquiry. What rules are we following that would dictate such an answer by you, Mr. Chairman?
We are following the rules of the committee.
Could you cite the rule?
No.
No.
Gentlemen will proceed.
Just, Mr. Chairman,
Gentlemen
point of
will-
parliamentary
Excuse me,
inquiry.
this seems to be
Look,
well.
we're gonna the Democrats.
Mr. Chairman, point of
obstruction
parliamentary
this hearing
inquiry.
can continue, but when you do, and the FBI tells him he can't answer a question, and then they change their mind and says he can, we're going to take the time out to do that, and then we're going to continue.
Mr. Chairman, point of parliamentary inquiry.
The gentleman
Democratic
from South
members of this
Carolina
committee have a
is
right to
recognized.
know what the rules are in governing this hearing.
Agent-
That's
Gentlemen,
what Can you share with us
the
these
gentleman
secret rules
is not
that
in
you're
order.
making up as you go
Gentlemen-
along?
Agent Strzok, between May 17th, 2017 and May 18th, 2017, how many interviews did you conduct as part of the special counsel team?
I don't believe I conducted any.
Between May 17th, 2017 and May 22nd, 2017, how many witness interviews did you conduct in that 5-day period?
Well, so you just went back a year from 2018 to 2017, and I don't know.
2017, May 17th, 2017,
Okay.
May 22nd, 2017.
Yeah, I believe you may have said 18, but 17, I don't know.
Whether I did or not, it's the 17th, 2017.
Fair enough, and I don't recall.
Well, Chairman, I appreciate you letting me make that clear. And again, the context when you would not answer it was you used the word impeachment on May the 18th, 2017, and you used the word impeachment on May the 22nd, 2017. And your testimony is you can't recall a single interview you would have done as part of that investigation that was supposed to lead to impeachment. And I think that line of questioning, I'm glad the FBI finally realized it, albeit a couple hours too late. When you are prejudging not just a result, but a punishment, which is what impeachment is. When you are prejudging the conviction and the sentencing, when you have not conducted a single solitary interview, I'm sorry, Agent Strzok, but that is letting your bias impact your professional judgment.
Mr. Chairman, may I respond?
Briefly.
Sir, so look, I never prejudged anything. Not in this case, not in any others.
Impeachment
Second,
for what,
Mr.
Agent Strzok? Impeachment for what?
Second
after
of
all?
all-
Order, Mr.
that?
Chairman. What are the
Not
rules
letting the
here?
witness
Mr.
answer
Chairman, what are the
the
rules?
The gentleman will
He's
allow
opened
the
up a whole
witness
new
to
round of
answer the
questions.
question, and then we'll move on.
Second,
He was given time to
Second,
respond. And
the
now he's-
notion, at the time I was the deputy assistant director, I have section chiefs, unit chiefs in the field, supervisors, agents, people who typically do interviews, not me. If something is notable or high level, I might be involved, but it would be rare, if never, that I would typically get out there and conduct interviews, first of all. Second, you mentioned the use of the word impeachment. That was used in the context of my not knowing what this would lead to. I was not prejudging impeachment. When I used that term, it was
Oh,
saying
Agent
it might
Strzok,
do nothing.
please.
It might lead all the way
Thank
to something on the
Thank
other.
you, Agent Strzok.
Agent
The
Strzok,
chair
are
now
you kidding?
recogni-
Agent Strzok, on March the 14th, 2017, I think we're, what, a couple of months into the presidency? See if you can recall this text that you received. Finally, 2 pages away from finishing ATPM. Do you know the president resigns in the end? What is ATPM?
I believe it's a reference to the book All the President's Men.
All right. Do you recall how you replied?
Generally, I feigned surprise and said something to the effect that we should be so lucky or fortunate.
No, it was lucky. Lucky in what way?
Sir, that he would resign as president.
You wanted him to resign 2 months into his presidency?
Sir, my sense was, in a personal belief, that I was not pleased with the direction and things that were being done with the presidency.
I thought you trusted the American people. I thought that was what you said in August of 2016, that the American people would stop him, and then they didn't stop him, and here
Sir,
we are in
I do
March,
trust
all of a
the American
sudden
people.
not trusting the American people anymore.
Sir, what I utterly trust the American people. What I worry about is when the government of Russia puts their fingers on the scale and causes the will of the American
many
people to be
indictments have there
something
been?
other than America electing
How many
that president.
indictments have there been of Americans for collusion with Russia?
Sir, I couldn't answer that question.
Sure you could.
Well, when
You worked
say,
on the
when you
investigation.
say that, first, you know full well, sir, collusion is not a crime. I don't know where that term came from, but
Well,
there
you're
have
right. It's
been
not.
scores of
It's
Americans
not conspiracy, coordination, collusion. A lot of people use those words in the same way. How about we say conspiracy?
Sure.
How many Americans have been indicted for conspiring with Russia to impact the 2016 election?
none, to my knowledge.
Yet.
And we'll be happy to get Mr. Nadler as a witness at next week's hearing if he wants to help you answer that. So you wanted President Trump to resign 2 months into his presidency.
No, sir. I think I read that text as a snarky comment about a book that was being read and a comment made. It is a conversational text exchange. It is not a written
Oh,
expression
well-
of a desire for something to occur.
Maybe I missed it. Well, help me. God, that we should be so lucky.
Yes, sir. And I think you would accept as a very intelligent, sophisticated man that people frequently speak when they're texting or in conversation. You'll say things that are hyperbole or exaggerations or not literal because that's just the nature of the way we
Usually,
talk to each
Agent
other.
Strzok, not when I was supposed to be dispassionately, neutrally investigating someone. I actually did not. But let's go. Let's go. We've already passed the who gives a F. One more AD versus an investigation leading to impeachment. And I think we've already established that there is a school of thought that you can be impeached even if you're not a current office holder. You can be barred from holding office in the future, but you did not engage in any impeachment analysis in your other 2016 investigation with Secretary Clinton. You saved all of that for candidate Trump. So I'm going to go to another text. You and I both know the odds are nothing. If I thought it was likely, I'd be there, no question. Now, this is the day after Mueller was appointed. When you said be there, are you talking about on his team?
Yes, sir.
I hesitate in part because of my gut sense and concern. There's no big there. So in addition to disappointing the hell out of my Democrat colleagues, that someone who was investigating Russian collusion didn't think there was any there, why would you be concerned? why would you not be ecstatic that there was no collusion? Why the word concern?
Sir, I don't know what I meant. Concern to me seems like there is a lot going on and a lot presumptive that there may be something like impeachment. But, sir, you got to pick. Which one do you want? I'm either convinced that there's impeachment, or I'm convinced what you just read, that there's no there there. And the reality, sir, if you look at it, is the fact that I was looking at this with an open mind and saying, I don't know what there is.
Actually, Agent Strzok,
It
of all
might
the
be
universe
nothing.
of options, that's
It
not
might
the
be
one I
impeachment.
picked.
But
of all the universe of options, you looking at something with an open mind is not the one I picked.
But that's the
I'll
obvious
tell
one to
you
conclude from
the
that
one-
email.
I'll tell you the one that I picked. The one I picked, and it breaks my heart to say this about an agent for an agency that I have tremendous respect for. You as a counterintelligence officer had no interest in participating in a counterintelligence investigation that was not going to lead to impeachment.
No, sir.
That's how I read it.
Mr.
If
Chairman,
I thought it
Mr.
was
Chairman,
likely,
you are, Mr.
I'd
Chairman,
be there,
you are,
no question.
You are assuming
I
someone
hesitate
else's
in
position.
part.
Chairman, you're coming to conclusions on someone else's viewpoints in the hearing.
I'm
Allow
pretty
the witness to
I'm pretty
respond.
sure it's my time and the gentlelady's not recognized. I hesitate in part because of my gut sense and concern. There's no big there.
sir, may I
What
respond?
were you concerned wasn't there?
Sir, my concern was not knowing, given these allegations, what existed. Whether on the one hand, there was no criminal activity whatsoever, towards the middle, that there were individuals kind of pursuing their own agendas for their own self-enrichment, or on the far end, that there might be an impeachable offense.
Why
And
wouldn't you
I
want to
didn't, sir,
investigate
may
it?
I answer your question?
My question is, why would you not want to investigate that?
Sir, I did want to investigate that. That is not what you're reading. What you are reading is my trying to decide what I want to do with the course of my career and whether to stay as a Deputy Assistant Director in the Counterintelligence Division, where I have oversight of a wide variety of threats around the globe, or whether I want to remove myself and go work on something in the Special Counsel's office that is very specific, that is going to take, I don't know how long it was going to take.
Well, you're
Now,
leaving.
so, sir, but what to your
You're,
point, to
you're
your
leaving
point,
out
though,
one really
this-
important word, Agent Strzok,
this-
impeachment.
so
That was
exactly,
in all
so
of your
sir-
text.
Regular
Sir,
order. It's
if
now a
we
minute
may-
and a half over. Does it, Mr.
Sir, if
Chairman,
we
do you
may,
think
that
we
one
go
word-
on and
Unless
on
I'm
and on as long
interrupted,
as
the
you
quicker
want?
I can
gentleman
go.
is
A
interrupted
point of
40
order.
I
times
would
today.
take
Time is
one
up.
big word of impeachment and add 4 big words of no big there. And the reality is, you know full well I said both, and you know why I said both. Why I did that, and what I'm telling you under oath, is that I did not know what existed. I had prejudged nothing. That was all to be determined. And that is a logical way for investigators, attorneys, and everybody else
Starting
to approach an
with the
investigation.
political death penalty and impeachment is not the logical way a neutral, dispassionate.
You know, point of
Mr.
order.
Chairman,
Mr.
we're demanding
Chairman.
equal
Now,
time
You're not
for
a
every member of this
testifying
committee.
Jersey is
person here,
recognized.
Mr.
Chairman,
Chairman.
Mr.
And
Chairman.
if you can't control
Chairman,
yourself,
Chairman,
how do
Chairman.
you expect this committee to control itself?